poppin', B? Purpok here, and welcome back to another episode of Rates the Ramen, the show where I attempt to review something unscripted in the amount of time it takes to boil an instant ramen. And today we'll be taking a look at Bugonia, showing now in movie theaters. Alright, we're gonna start the timer right now. Okay, so Bugonia. This is the newest film from director Yorgos Lanthimos, who a lot of you may not be familiar with, but some of you might also be familiar with him. He's generally known for making quite evocative, weird movies, for lack of a better term. Just to keep it succinct, I guess. He makes strange movies. The only movie of his that I've seen before Bugonia in full is Poor Things, which I actually reviewed back on this channel back when it came out. But I loved Poor Things, and this was giving a very different vibe from like earliest impressions. But as soon as I saw those first few trailers a few months ago, I was like, whatever this is, I'm in. If you don't know the basic premise, that's like the framework for the whole thing, you have Emma Stone playing this like high-powered female executive, almost a Jeff Bezos type. It's not exactly one-to-one, but there's a lot of, parallels there. And there are these two dudes, these two cousins who are best friends. One is played by Jesse Plemons. The other one is played by a guy who's been in no other movies except this, whose name I can't remember. I'll put his name on screen because I want him to get his flowers. He's great in this. Everyone's great in this, but anyway. Yeah, these two dudes are convinced that Emma Stone is a space alien, and that among other things, she is responsible for destroying their community, plotting to destroy the planet, and the declining population of honeybees. So, they kidnap her, shave her head, and, strap her up in a basement, and try to get a confession out of her, where she admits she is an alien. And that's all I really want to talk about, because I feel like if I go any further, I will spoil this experience for you. And if this sounds like the kind of weird, intense sort of thing you might be interested in, give it a shot, because I think Bugonia is really great. I think it's one of the best movies I've seen this year so far. And especially in a year with stuff like One Battle After Another and Eddington. Movies that, in a way, don't really, they don't paint these sorts of people as heroes, but they try to, examine and understand, hateful people or, paranoid people. In this specific case, more conspiratorial people. Again, Eddington had a lot of that. One Battle After Another had a lot of that. This is apparently a remake of, a Korean movie from, 2003 called, Save the Green Planet, which I've never seen, and I didn't know until after watching it. I could have never guessed, because this feels like such a, of-the-moment movie. Not exactly in, the direct way that Eddington and One Battle After Another do, but, Jesse Plemons' character in particular, he is so frighteningly familiar. If you've ever known people who are, a little bit, crooked in the head, they've got some sort of mental thing going on, but they're also, not awful to be around, or, you just know a conspiracy person, this might hit home a little too hard, because there are moments in this that are painfully relatable. And while they definitely depict these dudes as, the antagonists of this story, they have kidnapped Emma Stone, which is awful. And, Emma Stone isn't necessarily depicted as a perfect person, nor is she depicted purely as a monster, just for the fact that she is a CEO. Nor are these guys depicted completely as monsters because they're crazy kidnappers. The morality is pretty straightforward on, who you should root for, but you also kind of feel bad for both parties, because Emma Stone, for all her crimes, is a corporate, capitalist, American, whatever. She's still a person, and she shows her humanity often. And then Jesse Plemons, you can tell how he got here. Over the course of the movie, you don't always empathize with him, but your heart kind of hurts for him and his cousin, because you start to see how they got where they are and why they're all twisted up inside, and why they think these crazy things are the solution to their problems, which again feels like a very modern take on a certain just group of people growing across the planet, especially in America. And, like, just damn. I mean, on top of all, like, this is just, there's a lot going on. Sorry if I'm jumbled, but Yorgos Lanthimos movies are just weird, I guess. Because, like, this movie is simultaneously, like, a really tense, like, psychological thriller drama thing. But it's also, like, really artistic and like, experimental with some of its visuals. It's very funny. It has, like, a really good, dynamic, bombastic, often, like, anxiety-inducing soundtrack. And again, without spoiling, one of the wildest swings of an ending you'll see in a movie all year. Check this out. Hopefully that gives you a decent impression of what I think of the movie. There's a lot to talk about here, and this feels especially spoiler-ridden if I'm not careful, so I guess kind of got to wrap it up. One last major thing. Again, I'll put his name on screen because I don't know the guy's name off the top of my head. He hasn't been in much else. The guy who plays Dawn, Jesse Plemons' like foil in this film, feels so natural and so realistic to me. It didn't feel like acting. Complimentary, it feels like they just grabbed a guy off the street. And him, like, against these two, like, veteran actors, like, it's magical. It's magical and terrifying and weird and bonkers and just very interesting. It's nothing like Poor Things, really, but it's clear to see that the Emma Stone-Yorgos Lanthimos partnership has wielded some very pertinent, expressive, and bizarre fucking art that you should all check out. I give Bugonia a 9 out of 10. I have my problems with it. Mostly small things that are, like, plot-based. Again, without spoiling. There's just a few decisions narratively where I went, why would that character do that? Or, wait, does this really make total sense? It's interesting. It's a movie that I might have to wait a minute to rewatch, because, again, it's intense, but I'm eager to rewatch. Because it's dense and layered and, like, worth starting a discussion over. It's one of the most, like, indirect, esoteric examples of such a thing this year. But it really does feel like finger on the pulse. This is kind of where we are right now. This is the kind of people that we're neighbors with and dealing with, positive and negative. And, yeah, it's real good. You should check it out. And I'm going to get back to cleaning up around my new place so I can have a more proper film location than this. I mean, this is nice, but I need, like, a place I film consistently. So I'll leave you be. Speaking of bees, that's my one other major complaint. There should have been more bees. The movie's about a lot of things, but, like, the bee population thing comes in early. More bees, please. I just love bees. Also, Yorgos Lanthimos is directing bees? Fuck Emma Stone. I want to see more bees! Please.